I remember when I first saw my wife, I just had a feeling that she was going to play a part in my life. I didn't know exactly what that was, but I just felt like I just wanted to get to know her and spend time with her.
Let's talk about dating and marriage for a bit.
Okay.
So I have a couple questions on that I feel like will help people. First one is, how do you know that she's the one, and how do you pursue somebody? So for somebody with single man, let's start with men because
Yeah.
we're both men. A single man
Yeah.
is trying to figure out, I want to get married, I want to date somebody. How do I know she's the one? How do I know she's the right one? And how do I pursue her the right way? Just from your experience, what are some tips you can help a brother out?
Man, it's different for everybody, man. I've
Yeah.
heard some amazing stories. Um, my bottom line is when you know, you just know.
Mm,
You know because you're willing to work. You know you're willing to push past the facade and you're
mm,
willing to push back past the pushbacks.
mm,
You're willing you're willing to do the work that it
mm,
takes to establish this thing that never really existed.
mm,
To think about your union with this person. You both don't necessarily know where you come from, know each other, or, and then all of a sudden, it's for me, it's just like an inner knowing. I
mm,
remember when I first saw my wife, I just had a feeling that she was going to play a part in my life.
mm,
I didn't know exactly what that was, but I just felt like I just wanted to get to know her and spend time with her. And time, I would say, is the revealer.
mm,
Um, it's where you invest your time, will tell you ultimately what you hold dear to your heart. And so in getting to know her, I was able to develop a bond and just say, look, this is where I want to be. As the more I knew her, the good things, and then the things she could work on, and
mhm,
those things, and especially the side that she needed to work on. I think my thing was, if this is how um, deep it can get, if this is how, if she considers this to be her bad side, and I can deal with that, then mate, like life can throw anything at us, and we can
mm,
we can get through it.
mhm,
And so that was like my process, and I think to know is to decide.
mm.
That's what I would say.
So
To
good.
know is to decide, which means when you decide that this person is the one, then you know she is the one. If you haven't made that decision or you're struggling to make that decision, so I'll say take some time, sit back, don't speak too soon, don't overspend time with the person so much that you develop a soul tie, and so your
Mm,
decision is very biased, because you just don't want to lose the time and the comfort that you're getting with this person. Yeah, I would say, but spend enough time to get to know them. But don't awaken love too early. And that's a very fine line,
mm,
using words like, I can see myself with you in the future. Using words like, I think I love you. Those are things that awaken love before it's time.
mm,
I believe in saying, I love you when you mean it. Do you understand?
mm,
Like,
mhm,
I remember the first time I told her I loved her, she told me thank you. But in that moment, I knew I couldn't stop saying I love you, right?
mm,
Because I'd released that word. I know that that word is working and
mm,
it's awakening something. So I needed to make sure that my word and my action matched, right? Until she was in a place and safe enough place to now tell me and respond back to me in that way. So it's
mm.
not just my words, it's also my actions. And my actions, I always say this, is what you do and what you don't do as a result of the decisions that you've made.
Wow. So good. That is
Yeah.
awesome. That's 101. Dating 101. I love.
I mean, there are a few other things, but
Yeah.
like it's on the basis of it. That's what I would say. Like
Hmm.
literally, just you know when you've decided. That's
Yep.
it. Like
Hmm.
that's when it is, because marriage is faith. Is love that works by faith. It's not my ring that keeps us together. It's not her ring that keeps us together. It's not the paper we signed together. It's the
Mm.
decision that we've made to say I do. Do you
Mm.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
and that's a decision, like that's those words. Is my faith in her word saying I do,
Mm.
and is her faith in my word saying I do. So if you've not developed that level of faith yet, mate,
Step back.
step back, take a chill pill, come another day.
That's so true though. I love how you said don't awaken love too early. I feel like
Yeah,
that was a powerful tip, especially for us men, because
yeah.
women are very, not all women, but generally women respond to emotion, and so once you express an emotion and you express a feeling, they kind of hold on to that, even if they don't show it. It does resonate with them, and so it's not fair that you express a
Mm.
feeling and an emotion, and then next day you're kind of beating around the bush. It's kind of like
Or
you're
or
playing
even a
games with their
thought.
heart. Or I
Even
thought, yeah.
or yeah, even if thought.
Mm.
Sometimes I was telling some of the single ladies at our church, and they were like, "What? Is that possible?" I was telling them, I said, a guy could tell you all about his life and have no emotional attachment to you.
Mm.
I know that I can't tell you about my vulnerability or tell you certain stuff that I'm thinking, right? Without you developing some sort of like bond, especially when there's an attraction there. A
Mm.
guy can tell you XYZ about himself, and then tomorrow be like, yeah, fine, moving on, like we're cool, right?
Yep.
But a lady, nah, it's not like it's very rare for there to be a separation in a conversation that without like some sort of emotional attachment to it. So I'll say for the ladies, just be careful how much time and how much words
Mm.
you take. You can tell how women are by when you look at the life of Mary. When
Mm.
a prophecy of Jesus came, the Bible says she kept all these words where in her
In our
heart.
heart. Yep.
And women know how to keep words in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Good words and the not so good words. They'll tell you like 2 weeks later, you said XYZ. It's like, I can't even
I can't
remember.
remember.
That's because
Oh my
they
God.
know how to keep that word
Oh
in their
yeah.
heart. So
Mm-hmm.
women, guard your hearts from words, right?
So good.
Until you're ready to take that step. So that's what I would say. And men, keep your words because they can awaken love before it's time.
Oh man, that's so good. Oh wow. I wish we had more time to dive into that. But I feel like
Yeah.
that's good. That would help a lot of single men and women do that well. This might be my final question.
Okay.
Um, Finding the balance of marriage and ministry. How do you navigate that? What are some good tips, things you've learned over the years that helps you balance? If there's such a thing as balance anyway, that helps you
Mate.
balance marriage and ministry. And what are some do not do this? So things that are good, that work, and things that absolutely stay away from these things.
Stay away from. I wish my wife was on this because I'm sure she'll have a very different view.
Yeah. Respect.
But over the years, we good. We're good. We've managed to try and come up with a system that works. I don't
Mm,
think balance is possible in life. I know we talk about work-life balance and
mm-hmm,
life balance and all that. You have to understand that if you're giving attention to one thing, you something else is losing your attention.
mm-hmm,
Is that balance? No,
mm,
that's not the truth. I'm here doing this interview, and there's so many other things that I'm not focused on that
mm,
would say I'm priority. But I've made the decision to prioritize this, right?
mm,
So
mm-hmm,
I actually believe in juggling, right? And the art of juggling requires rhythm,
mm,
right?
mm-hmm,
Rhythm, it requires concentration, requires you to be able to also almost your hands to communicate with one another,
mm,
your and eye coordination, like
mm,
all of that is very important. So I say that to say this, we have learned to juggle together, and we have learned that one of those ways is by communication,
mm,
right? So it's by saying, okay, I need to do XYZ, and sometimes things slip through the net, and it's about giving each other allowances for those things that slip through the net. So if the ball drops, don't just say, oh, the ball have dropped, oh, it's your fault. Now let's pick up the ball and carry on going.
mm,
So for us, it's that communication and me making sure that I try to carry her along as possible. And she also is in ministry that she's able to carry me along as possible. And we have that rhythm going up. And we always say, well, I say this, that whatever is in my hand as I'm juggling is my responsibility. Whatever is up in the air, that's God's grace and mercy holding it up. So I do this juggle, we do this juggle with the Lord. So as the Lord is sending stuff back, we are catching it up, stewarding it by passing it on and throwing it back up. And so, and if it drops, God has got us in his mercy, and we pick it
So
up
good.
and we keep going again. So for me, I would say it's communication, and also understanding your flow. And what I mean by flow is, for example, we knew that the month of June is going to be very intense, right? So because we know it's very intense, we prepare our minds for that, right? And for example, if May has some rest downtime where we're not traveling or doing a lot, what do? We spend time together. We go out, we laugh, we make sure like we invest in that time so that when June comes around and it's going to get very busy and intense, to a soak, for example, we understand, and we've spent enough time for us not to have those random irritating moments. And even during the busyness, we have moments where we just stop, hug each other, how you doing, check in quick, carry on moving. So it's that, making sure that you understand that your life itself is ministry unto the Lord, and you can't have just family and ministry. It's family that is in ministry and has a flow and juggles life together.
Wow.
And so that's how we kind of do it, and it's different for different couples, I would say.
But those are really good tips. I
What
love
works
what
for
you
you
said.
guys?
Yeah, honestly, the biggest thing is there's no such thing as balance. It's kind of what you just figure out. You do the best you can. You communicate. When issues arise, you talk it out the
Yeah.
best you can. And
Mm-hmm.
and what I think the biggest thing I've learned honestly is try to find my wife's perspective, because we're two
Yeah.
different people. I see things in a
Mm-hmm.
different way. My wife
Very
sees things
different way.
differently, and so every time if I just listen to what she's saying, I
Yeah.
wouldn't get it. But if I listen to what she's saying and what she's trying to say and how she's feeling, then I begin to understand. Okay, she might not be saying the right words, but she's trying to express the feeling
Something.
and emotion. If I can grab that
That's
feeling and
so good.
emotion, that
Yeah.
helps me to humble myself and know, okay, maybe I was wrong, and figure out
Yeah.
what do I need to do. And sometimes you just have to say no to some things. I've said no to so many things for the sake of my marriage and my family because that's
Yeah.
important, you know.
Yeah, that's very
So
important.
yeah,
Yeah, I
so
mean that is so, like, is so crucial. And one of the things I also pray to God is, God, don't bring me anything that could break us up. Don't bring
yeah,
me
so
anything
good.
that, we can't do together, or even if we have to be in separate countries, don't bring me anything that I can't carry my wife along with me in one way. So when I had to travel out earlier this year, I mean, like, I involved her in the process. I got them talking. When I got there, she was obviously very, very kept in the loop as to everything that was going down and everything that we were doing. So yeah, you're very right. And there's some things which is just a flat out, sorry, you can't do this right now. Or she's talking, I might not. Sometimes my wife processes things by speaking. For example, sometime yesterday she was processing some things and calls were coming in to my phone, and I was just like, I know she's not talking to me, but if I pick up this call right now, I'm going to be in trouble. So I just flipped my phone upside down, and I was just like, yes, babe, yes, okay. And then she's like, oh, we're talking about this. I'm like, nah, not really. You just processing, and
Just
I'm not.
process.
I'm just like the soundboard. Um, so
Oh
yeah,
man,
one of
that's
those
so
things are
fun.
important. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.